Welcome to our breakdown of Injustice 2021, an intense alternate universe storyline that explores the devastating consequences of a world where Superman loses his moral foundation, igniting a catastrophic chain of events. This DC animated movie is packed with action, tough moral choices, and the tragic disintegration of trust between heroes. Let's dive into the movie and unravel the story. Our story begins in Metropolis, where Clark Kent, or Superman, and Lois Lane, his beloved wife, are living a dream come true. Lois reveals she's pregnant, and the two look forward to a new chapter as parents. However, unknown to them, a twisted scheme is unfolding. The Joker, always looking to sow chaos, joins forces with Harley Quinn to put an unspeakable plan into motion. The Joker kidnaps Lois Lane with the help of Harley Quinn, concealing her whereabouts from Superman. But this time, he wants to break more than bones. He wants to break Superman's spirit. Using kryptonite-laced fear toxin stolen from Scarecrow, the Joker tricks Superman into seeing Doomsday, a monster he believes is a threat to Metropolis and Earth. Overcome with the need to protect his city, Superman attacks without hesitation, not realizing he's actually attacking Lois. Superman takes Lois into the upper atmosphere, where she tragically dies in his arms. But that's only the beginning of Joker's plan. Her death activates a nuclear bomb the Joker planted in Metropolis, and the city is reduced to ashes. Superman is left devastated, holding the lifeless body of his wife and realizing he's responsible for killing both her and their unborn child. This horrifying event becomes a pivotal point for Superman, turning him from a symbol of hope to a man seeking absolute control. Driven by grief and anger, Superman confronts Joker in Gotham City, where Batman is interrogating the Clown Prince of Crime. When the Joker mocks Superman's loss, ridiculing his principles, Superman loses control in an act no one expects. Superman kills the Joker, punching through his chest, silencing his laughter forever. Superman's actions shape the superhero community. Although many understand his grief, Batman is deeply concerned about what this choice signifies. For Batman, this act of vengeance is a dangerous departure from the ideals of heroism. But Superman is convinced that he has to take matters into his own hands to prevent future tragedies. Superman proclaims that he will impose a new order, one where he will bring justice and peace through strength, declaring that he can no longer afford the luxury of mercy. Wonder Woman and a few other heroes, such as Cyborg and the Flash, believe in Superman's approach, feeling that stronger leadership is necessary in an unstable world. They choose to stand with him, forming a faction known as the Regime. However, not all heroes agree. Batman is resolute in his belief that Superman is overstepping, and this sets the stage for an inevitable confrontation. Superman's regime grows stronger. He takes drastic actions, intervening in international affairs, halting wars and forcing governments into submission. His methods quickly escalate, targeting any form of conflict or dissent with harsh consequences. Superman's philosophy is simple: a controlled world is a peaceful one, but the cost of this control is the very freedom he once stood for. Batman organizes a resistance, gathering those who refuse to follow Superman's new laws. He recruits heroes like Green Arrow, Black Canary, and other dissidents who are determined to stop Superman's authoritarian rule. Batman knows that Superman's path leads to tyranny and feels morally obligated to stand against it, even if it means going to war with his former friend. The two factions clash repeatedly, with each side believing they are on the side of justice. Superman's regime justifies its strict actions as necessary for the greater good, while Batman's insurgents believe freedom and choice are worth any sacrifice. Tensions grow as each clash results in collateral damage and casualties on both sides. In the midst of this growing conflict, there are heartbreaking confrontations between allies who once fought side by side. For example, Superman's uncompromising stance leads him to imprison or even kill those who dare oppose him. The Flash, once supportive, begins to question Superman's methods as they become increasingly brutal. Wonder Woman, however, remains unwavering, helping Superman in his crackdown on criminals and rebels alike. The most intense conflicts occur when Superman starts targeting heroes who were once his closest allies. Green Arrow, one of the loudest voices against the regime, faces Superman and, despite his skills, meets a tragic end at Superman's hands. His death shakes both sides and raises the stakes further, making Batman's team realize they're dealing with a version of Superman that is far more dangerous and unyielding than they ever imagined. In a shocking turn, Superman turns his wrath on anyone who attempts to rebel, demonstrating that he will do whatever it takes to maintain control. As the regime tightens its grip, heroes like Aquaman and Shazam become reluctant enforcers, fearing the consequences of defying Superman. With each casualty, the line between hero and villain blurs, and the cost of standing up to Superman becomes painfully clear. The once unbreakable bonds between heroes continue to fracture. Superman's ruthlessness grows and he begins executing anyone who poses a threat. Flash, who once admired Superman, is deeply conflicted as he sees Superman's once heroic image crumble into that of a tyrant. He voices his doubts to Wonder Woman, who dismisses his concerns, claiming that these actions are necessary for global security. A pivotal scene unfolds when Harley Quinn, who is left to fend for herself after the Joker's death, is captured by Superman's forces. Batman intercepts, rescuing her and offering her a place among his ranks. Harley, initially amused by Batman's morals, eventually comes to respect his dedication to freedom and agrees to help him in the fight against Superman. Her knowledge of Joker's tactics proves useful, making her a valuable ally. Meanwhile, Batman searches for a solution to Superman's unstoppable power. He discovers a parallel Earth and formulates a daring plan to bring over an alternate version of Superman, a Superman who never faced the same loss, who remains a symbol of hope. Batman hopes that this other Superman can inspire the original to remember who he was and abandon his path of tyranny. Batman's plan succeeds and the alternate Superman arrives. This Superman is appalled by the actions of his counterpart and is determined to stop him. The two Supermen meet and their confrontation becomes a battle of ideals. The alternate Superman tries to reason with his counterpart, urging him to return to his principles, but the original Superman, hardened by his losses, refuses to yield. The battle between the two Supermen is intense, filled with superpowered punches and blasts that shake the earth. Each blow is a clash of beliefs as they struggle over their definitions of peace and justice. Meanwhile, Batman's resistance engages the regime in a massive battle, with each hero and villain fighting for their vision of the world. As the fight rages on, alternate Superman begins to get through to his counterpart and reminds him of his past, the ideals he once held dear, and the people who looked up to him. He asks Superman if this is the future Lois would have wanted for their child. The words strike deep in as Superman begins to realize the horror of his actions. The memories of Metropolis, Lois, and his child flood back, and the weight of his choices hits him all at once. Superman breaks down, overcome with grief and guilt. He surrenders, acknowledging that his quest for control has led only to suffering. Batman, seeing the pain in Superman's eyes, understands the depth of his friend's torment, but he knows it cannot excuse the horrors he caused. And that concludes the story of Injustice 2021, a powerful tale of lost morality and the fine line between justice and tyranny. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Injustice, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to stay up to date with all our latest videos. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring the multiverse. Make sure to like and subscribe as we bring you exciting recaps.